Okay, so we have a lot of people joining us today that are just trying to learn about what experimentation is, what it means, how it could affect their business, and how to start an experimentation practice at their workplace. So in your opinion, what would be the best way to learn how to implement any tool, really, but experimentation within your workplace or your position, your internal processes? Jen.
Well, I think in order to garner the resources, you have to show the potential. And so what you need to do is start at a very high level doing some of the analytics research to identify the pain points. And, this is a little bit of guessing, but to come up with how much you think you can improve those pain points or increase through persuasion, your numbers, and put down concrete, like our goal is to increase our conversion rate by this much, which will result in X dollars of more revenue. And once you have that more concrete number, you can start to talk about how much budget do I have to be able to get the resources that I need to meet this goal. And I think that really just working backwards helps a lot with garnering those resources. And then, the tools themselves, it really depends on what you're testing. If you're simply testing like copy and imagery, they're pretty, I think, a mid-level employee can do a lot of that work without a lot of help. But if you have to start testing things like complex checkout funnels and how things work, that's where you definitely need to be garnering more development resources to make sure you're solving the right problems.
I think I would just tack onto that briefly and just say, start small, right? Once you get the taste of it, to say, I go back to email because every single email platform has the A/B testing functionality. But once you can prove out that whatever research you did, right, that's Jen's talking about, you use that data to A/B test, and here's the difference in these metrics. Once people get a taste for that, it's hard to go back to doing things quote unquote blindly. Right. And I think that will help as you start participating in and sharing those metrics. And then again, I go back to, there's never enough time in the day, and everybody has smaller budgets or bandwidth issues, or we don't have enough people on the team. So my other big way to pitch this is that it's just about leveraging technology to build capacity in the team to get us to where we need to go faster. And sometimes that just means starting small.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was exactly what I was going to say, was start small. And I think also I'll back it up to just make sure you're measuring the right things already, because I've seen an awful lot of sites that maybe have an e-commerce component, but then aren't feeding like that thank you page with how much was spent back to Google so they can see what their like value of a conversion is. Or if you're not doing e-commerce, like what are the things on your site that you're trying to get people to do, and do you have an easy way to see that that's happening? So tracking that information, I think, is really important.
Right. So really, anytime you can prove that time to value, I mean, it's worth investing if you're going to get that value right back out of it. So I think with that, I think we're about ready to wrap up. Is there any other last comments that you would like to add, any one of our panelists today? Think we are out of questions from the crowd. So with that, I think we can wrap just a little bit early, but I really do want to thank Jen, Tawny, Joe. Thank you for being on this panel and being a part of our event today. Huge thank you to Optimizely, who has co-sponsored this event with us. And we appreciate all of our guest speakers today too as well. So there's a little QR code on the screen. If you want to take a shot, please keep in touch with us. We will, like I said, have these recordings online available for you in the future. So if you weren't able to check everything out today, please do that in the future. So thanks to everyone involved, and thanks to all of our attendees online. And thank you. We'll see you soon.